channel after news channel after news channel. Ever wonder why they report the same news? This is Wake Up America.
Brought to you by Citizen Stringer.
The media has become absolute lunacy. What makes us different? We just tell the truth. Daily headlines, politics, social issues, focusing on headlines that the mainstream media ignores. Conservative to the core and honest, sometimes to a fault. Unapologetically American. Welcome to Wake Up America with your host, Stephen Oatley.
Yeah, science has done it again. A new solution to the mess that we're in. Creating a new way to save the planet so we can get back to our regular habits.
But here's the issue, and it's quite severe. We need everyone in, or the result is clear.
The virus will loiter outside your home, try to steal your breath, infect your dough.
But if everyone is keen to go and get the vax, you're gonna be safe in the face of virus attacks.
Defend ourselves from no mutations, party sensations across the nation.
Oh my gosh. It's happening. It's happening. Omicron, whatever you want to call it, it is here. It is here. I saw a comment about this. So for anyone that doesn't know what this is amazing, okay? I got this today. One of the viewers actually bought it as a Christmas present for me. Now, you may be saying, Steve, you can't show guns on YouTube, which is incorrect anyway, because you can. But this is a non-lethal pepper ball gun. I love it. I love it. And it's amazing. And this is going to be in the store, and if that doesn't stop people, the Glock 27 will. But shout out to you, Andrea. You literally made my day today. Like I was down in the dumps because of my stomach issues, and I was feeling better. The stomach stuff is done with now, but I was like, oh man, got to do a show tonight. It's almost the weekend. Got to send out boxes, and then I got that, and I was like, holy shit, I am loved. But so it made my day. I maybe shot look this. Granted, it's loaded now because that's literally going to be the self-defense for the store. But you can see this was full, and I shot a lot of them. And I tried to take video, but the way I had the video set up is too far away. But I will. Can you buy pepper balls as a civilian? Of course you can. Of course you can. So it's I'm very happy with it. I think it's awesome. Anyway, we've got a big show for you today. Oh my gosh, we have some breaking news. Omicron is everywhere. You can't even escape it. It doesn't matter. Hawaii, California, Colorado, New York, Minnesota. Ah! It's a fancy name for the flu, boys and girls. But hey, we have to panic. That's what they want. We have to panic. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about a 13-year-old that started a home business from his house, and when someone tried to rip him off for one of his products, he shot him with it. Yeah, 13-year-old manufacturing ghost guns in Atlanta, Georgia. We'll talk about that. 17-year-old shot an AK-47 at police officers. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about someone who stole a school bus and literally destroyed their community. We're going to be talking about that as well. And we're going to talk about a new CDC recommendation that's going to make all your head spin, especially if you've been watching CNN. But first, this show is sponsored by Spartan Armor Systems. If you are unfamiliar who Spartan Armor Systems are, well, wake up. Pay attention to what's going on to your country. You better get some body armor. We have it there. You can see back there. That's one of their light level 3A, I believe that one is. It's for the concealable unit that I have, that I wear occasionally when I go out to events because you can't even tell I'm wearing it. And then I have a big tactical one that's actually in a bin over there that eventually I'll set up. But yeah, it's they're an amazing company, huge supporters of our show, huge supporters of the police, and huge supporters of your right to defend yourself and protect yourself. Protect what's yours by visiting SpartanArmorSystems.com and using code YEET, and you get 10% off your order. Awesome company. Please, guys, go patronize them. Right? Is that the right word? Go Yeah, I think so. You know what I'm saying. Go buy their shit because they're amazing. They also have hats and T-shirts. Even if you don't want to fork up $300 for the concealed or $500 for the tactical units that have 4 plates in it, just go buy a hat or something. Use the code YEET. It shows them that you watch this show and you support us and support them for supporting us, because we are independent. A lot of companies aren't supporting these independent guys like us anymore because, well, they're too afraid of what we say. Spartan Armor Systems isn't. So go show them some love, buy a sticker, anything. It just shows that our viewers are going and buying it. And I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to try to get another giveaway of some body armor, probably in January. Maybe December, but probably in January. So we'll see what that's going. All right, what else? Let's just jump into the COVID thing. So yesterday, I believe, was it yesterday or today? I don't even remember. The first case of Omicron, this horrible Omicron, Omicron, not Omni, but it's easier and funnier to say Omicron. But really, we should just say the flu. Okay, let's flu. Even the South African doctors said they don't understand why everyone's panicking about this. It's something that we've talked about for the past couple of days. It's something that the mainstream media has been talking about nonstop. Depending on which news outlets you're following, CNN is pulling out their hair trying to get you all to panic. Everyone is saying go and get vaccinated, except this seems to be going after everybody. Though so far, the California person who tested positive, fully vaccinated. The Minnesota person who tested positive, fully vaccinated. The Colorado person who tested positive, fully vaccinated. The Hawaiian person that tested positive just about an hour ago, it was released. They were unvaccinated, but they had previous infection with COVID. So that shows that the antibody things may not be up to par there either. But again, that person is just suffering mild, flu-like symptoms. That's, kind of the issue here is it's kind of like the flu, but we don't have the flu anymore. Now we have this, and we have new variants that require boosters, which get all the rich people rich. That's what it is. If you didn't know, if you didn't pay attention, if you're not paying attention, that's literally what's happening. The Moderna and Pfizer people got on television the other day and we're like, in my scientific opinion, I think we're going to have to do boosters annually. Ching, 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 ching. And everyone just goes along with it. CNN goes along with it. MSNBC goes along with it. Joe Biden goes along with it. Jen Psaki goes along with it. Everybody goes along with it. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. In 2020, 300,000 people lost their lives attributed to COVID. Doesn't, according to the CDC, doesn't actually mean that, you know what I'm saying. I have to really try to fine line here, but I have a little fact sheet here, so anyone that wants to challenge it will challenge it. Do you know how many people here? And here's the interesting thing. If you take those roughly, it was actually a little bit more. I think it was 302 or 306,000 in 2020. If you take all those and you subtract everyone that was over 65 years old, do you know how many COVID deaths you have? If you take everyone that was over 75 years old, do you know how many COVID deaths you have? Roughly 80,000 left after you take away everybody else, because everyone knows it dramatically impacted the people that were super elderly, which is weird because so does cancer and heart disease. That same demographic. It's really weird, right? Do you know how much we spent last year in 2020 on COVID? And the one thing, I'm not sure if this is last year or if this is in totalitarian, in everything. Just in COVID, for the distribution, for manufacturing and all that stuff. So far, do you know? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? Someone said I may not be live on D-Live. I don't know what to do. I'm not going to mess with that right now. I apologize for it if it's frozen. I don't think we're on Rumble either because, well, I didn't have time to do it. Because I was, you know why? Because I was writing facts. Anyway. Cancer. 606,000 people died in 2020 from cancer. More than double the total amount. And it's again, that number is much, much smaller if you take out everyone that's 75 years or older. Do you know how many people died in car accidents? 42,000. 42,000 people died in car accidents. 38,000 people died of gun accidents. You know how many people die every year of heart disease? 659,041, according to CDC. You know how many people die in just random accidents? 173,000. You know how many die from diabetes? 87,000. Flu and pneumonia, while there still was the flu, it's not anymore, 49,000. And suicide, 47,000. But we are so focused on COVID. We've done lockdowns. When's the last time we did lockdowns for cancer? Or for heart disease? Or for accidents? Or for gun violence? Or for suicide? Or for diabetes? When's the last time we had to lock down everybody for it? Can anyone let me know? Because, I tried to find facts and say, when's the last time the United States locked everybody down and required everyone to wear masks because of heart disease? Or like aspirin once a day. It simply hasn't happened. It doesn't make a lot of sense. How much money did we spend on COVID in 2020? $484 billion was appropriated by Congress. Now, I want you to pay attention to these numbers because these are important. This $484 billion spent in 2020 that was appropriated by Congress to deal with COVID. Do you know how much money was spent on cancer research? Again, I just want to remind you that twice as many people died last year of cancer than they did of COVID. Do you know how much money was spent on cancer research? I do, $183 billion. So what, roughly less than half of what was spent on COVID for more than double of the amount of victims. Does that make any sense? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But then again, what can you do? The only thing we can do is just keep pointing it out and say, oh yeah, everyone go get your booster. It doesn't make a lot of sense because everything that people are saying, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like when you really think about it, like what is the end game? This is no longer about control. This is no longer about anything. Is this new Omicron? Because here's the thing, Jen Psaki today, and I tweeted about this earlier today. Jen Psaki, hold on, I got to close these browsers as I'm going through these because I have way too many browsers open. So, Jen Psaki today, for the second day in a row, and you may have seen a tweet, I tweeted about this fella named Simon Atiba. He's from Today News Africa. Okay, he's a White House correspondent. He's been a journalist for many years. He's a White House correspondent, and he does not get called on. Every day. Yesterday, I remember watching the press conference, and I'm like, who is this guy that keeps talking out of place? Like, this is my kind of dude. He's like, I got questions. I want answers. They ignored him, refused to answer any of his questions. Yesterday, he got mad. He was calling him out. They refused to answer his questions. Today's press conference, now we didn't air it, but I watched the entire thing because I paid attention yesterday, and I was like, who is this guy? Who is this guy? I couldn't figure out who it was yesterday. Didn't know who it was. Found out who it was today because he was scolded by Jen and said, Simon, that's not the way we do things, when he was calling out again. He kept calling out, kept calling out, kept calling out. She said, so a White House correspondent accused Press Secretary Jen Psaki of lying about the justification of travel restrictions targeting 8 countries in southern Africa due to the Omicron COVID-19 variant. Simon Atiba of Today News Africa began shouting over Psaki as she tried to call on Voice of America's Patsy with something, at one point telling the press secretary, you are saying something that is false. We have a member of the media. Granted, they're not the U.S. media, but they're a White House press conference, or they're a White House press correspondent that's in the White House trying to hold our politicians accountable. Except, guess what? They don't work here. They're writing for over there. Isn't that weird? How come we don't have more like Peter Doocy's in there? We have one right here, and they refuse to call on him. Why? He said, you are saying something that is false. And she said, I just answered Simon. I answered the question on this, as he attempted to try to get another question in. And then he goes, let's let Patsy ask a question, said the red-haired scumbag. And she went on further to scold him, saying, it's not effective to scream over your colleagues in here. And then he's like, let's let Patty ask the question. And he was not called on during the briefing and continued to make himself heard as Psaki exited the briefing room. Now, people are trying to reach out to this guy. I did too. Because I want to ask him a question. Do you think that because basically he's saying, why? I mean, this is really what he's saying. He said there are 0 cases of COVID of Omicron in Zimbabwe, in Namibia, in Mozambique. I don't know how you say any of those. And I know a bunch of people are going to be like, man, you can't pronunciate shit. No, I can't. And I don't even try, if you can't tell. But he said there's no of cases of Omicron in any of those countries. So he asked, what justifies imposing a travel ban on countries that have 0 cases? He asked that yesterday because he's part of the White House press pool. So he asked that yesterday to Jen Psaki and Fauci. Fauci said, well, that's a very good question and an important question. We did struggle with that, but we wanted to see if we could buy time temporarily. So I do hope this gets sorted out and lifted before it has significant impact on your country. Because the reason is these are extremely poor countries. And stopping interstate commerce or, stopping trade to those countries by stopping people from coming to and from and stopping flights is a huge impact on these little countries. So the only reporter from that area that's in the White House is asking questions on why are you locking down our countries when we have no cases here? I'll tell you why. Okay, and I'm going out on a limb on this one, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it with all impassioned believability or whatever I'm trying to say there. The Biden administration is racist. Flat, boom, case point end. They are not calling on the only true African journalist that's in there. The one from Africa is what I'm trying to say there. They are not letting him get his question in. He's not getting to answer. Psaki has repeatedly defended travel restrictions this week, even as one reporter pointed out the lack of restrictions on travel to European countries where the Omicron variant may have been present before South African scientists revealed its existence. One reporter said, I guess I'm just trying to understand why if one person, let's say Germany or somewhere else, gets on a plane and comes to the United States, isn't that person just as likely to have the variant and end up in the United States? Could you just talk a little bit more about the science and the reasoning there? That's my impression of PBS's Yami Shi Asender. I'm going to go PBS is YA because that's how you say her name. And then Jen Psaki responds, well, I think the larger point, Yamishe, is that a much larger spread in South Africa than it is at this point in Europe. What the fuck are you saying? You know how many cases there are in Africa right now? I think it's 174 total in the whole continent. She's saying there's a huge spread. Right now, we have how many? We have one in Colorado, one in California, one in Hawaii, one in Minnesota, and 5. So we have 9 cases within a matter of 12 hours in the United States. And here's the scary part. A lot of those people never even traveled out of the country, let alone their own home. So this thing is, do you see what the problem is here? I just don't understand for the life of me why the White House is not allowing the South African journalist they're not answering any of his questions. He tried yesterday, and I remember it piqued my interest, and I'm like, who is this cat? This guy's like, she's like, it's not your turn. And he's like, you need to answer me now. And she's like, I'm not answering you. I go over to Kathy, and he's like, no, answer my question. Like, he was pissed, and he was pissed today. He was like me, except a little bit more polite. When he was told to be quiet, he did. No, if you have a question, and all reporters should act like that and hold our politicians accountable. She, whether you want to admit it or not, she is a politician because she's repping for the politicians. Do you know that Biden has a new approval rating of 36% today? 36% of America thinks he's doing a good job. That's according to the Trafalgar. Man, I'm really doing good on these pronunciations. The Trafalgar group poll. I'm saying that so wrong, I know, but I don't care. I think if I ever made it big, when it was on national television, I'd have one of those earpieces in, and they'd be like, okay, yeah, in about 30 seconds, you're going to see a name. You're going to struggle with it. Just pause for a second, and this is how you pronounce it. Fish. They're going to have to do that if I ever actually make it, because they're going to be like, what is going on with this guy? But it's crazy. It's crazy. So Hawaii has its first case with a patient that has no travel history. The state confirmed the first confirmed case of Omicron variant Thursday, and officials say the unvaccinated The unvaccinated resident has no history of travel. That means it's likely community spread of the worrisome mutation on the island. So how is this fucking worrisome? There's nothing that's come out thus far to make us think that this is anything like Delta or even the Alpha variant. Nothing has come out to make us think that. What we know is the doctors who originally worked on this in South Africa also came out publicly, even on CNN, and we're like, we don't know what all the hubbub's about. Like, it's mild. Like, yeah, you may feel like you may feel bad for a couple of days, but guess what? It's gonna happen. I wanted the doctor to be like, you know what? It's going to feel a lot like the flu. I don't know why I just gave a South African person a New York accent. I don't know. But and that's in all reality, that's what this is. It seems so far, we don't have any fatalities from this variant so far. The only thing we have is people that are mild, and here's the thing, you're not really finding people that are asymptomatic. So you know what they're encouraging people to do now? If you fly into the United States and you know that you're good, you're vaccinated and all that good stuff, and you've tested negative and all that, they want you to take a PCR test 5 days after you get here to verify whether you have it. Yep. And then there's new worries today that they're gonna. Oh my gosh, there's so much shit about this. Let me try to go through like the notes I have on my computer, because otherwise, man, this show's gonna be like spacey. I'm having fun with this, if you can't tell. Oh, by the way, I think we're shadow banned again on YouTube. I think we broke it for a little bit and we're shadow banned again. So what I want everyone to do right now, share the video. All right, because it's super important that we get out there and we get as many people. So if you're watching on Facebook, have no idea how many people are watching, probably a lot. Here, I'll tell you right now, 587 people watching right now on Facebook. I want every one of you to just hit that share button. Share it out to your page, share it out to your group, share it out somewhere. That's what helps us, because let's get people to wake up and pay attention to what's actually going on in the country. I'm not getting political here, except, every time I mention Biden and how he sucks horribly. But outside of that, I'm not really being political. I'm just kind of using a little bit of common sense and trying to figure out what the hell is going on in this country. So I'm going to wait, because right now we've been shared 53 times on Facebook. So I'm going to wait until that reflects 580 times. Not really. I'm not going to do that. That would be funny though, right? If I just sit there and wait. Now it's been shared 70 times. See, so some people did it. Good. All right, let's go. Colorado. The Omicron variant confirmed to Colorado. Colorado Department of Public Health has confirmed its first case of the dreaded Omicron variant of COVID-19 in Colorado. The case was identified an adult female resident of some county who had recently traveled to southern Africa for tourism. She is experiencing minor symptoms and is isolated and recuperating at home. She has been fully vaccinated and was eligible for a booster, but she decided not to get it. That's why it's happening. Wait, but that doesn't work, because the Minnesota guy was fully vaccinated and he had his boosters, but yet he still got it. I know, it's crazy shit. Colorado Public Health Laboratory conducted genome sequencing on the specimen and confirmed the presence of the Omicron variant. The specimen had the signature S gene target failure diagnostic test profile that had been identified in Omicron cases. Colorado became the third state to detect the Omicron variant and was the first in the nation to identify the Alpha variant last December, thanks to the sophisticated team of the CDPHE epidemiologist and scientists at Colorado State Laboratory. Now, the case was identified following a positive test result through routine case investigation by the Tri-County Health Department. The CDPHE's epidemiologist flagged it for follow-up because of the recent travel history. And then they sent a team to collect an additional specimen. Okay, so that's the thing. It's because they figured out, oh, crap, this could be that variant. So they sent a hazmat team over to get another one to squab up the nose. And it turns out, yep, she has it. People who've recently traveled internationally should be tested. So their recommendation is anybody who travels internationally, they're following CDC, should be tested 3 to 5 days after their return with molecular or PCR tests, regardless of symptoms or vaccination history. That's kind of weird, right? Right? Because yet they're still encouraging everyone to go out and get the vaccinations and boosters, which, again, just for YouTube, Everyone should, if you feel like that you should. I'm not vaccinated. That's my choice, and we'll never fucking do it. But that's my choice. And again, for all the new viewers who may be sitting here, you're probably like, who is this guy? I am wearing a shirt that says "Fat Juicy Burgers." Okay, yeah. I had to go to Walmart to pick up someone's like, I like your sweatshirt. I had to go buy batteries for like an audio thing that I was testing out today, and people are like, I like your shirt. And I'm like, man, this is pretty universal. Everyone knows what FJB means. It stands for Fat Juicy Burgers. All right. Anyway, what's next? Let me close this one. I'm on a fire today, aren't I? Hold on, I gotta wait. See, this is what the issue was. My computer's freezing. We're getting some YouTube super chats, and I appreciate everyone. I'm not reading them, but I appreciate it. You see it on the bottom of your screen. You guys rock. We love you long time. I'm not hearing the music, so hopefully it's playing and reading it for you if you do send it, because I'm not hearing it, but hopefully you are. Anyway, now New York has at least five, count them. Actually, no, let me go first, Minnesota. So Minnesota came out today and they had a positive test for this new variant. And they said the guy was at some anime festival. And I know I'm trying not to laugh when I say anime fest, but whatever, it's kind of funny. So basically what we know is that a nerd went from Minnesota to New York and went to a convention center, and he was fully vaccinated, okay? I guarantee he had his Biden sticker on there too, and he's like, oh, let me see Zarzar. I don't even know if that's an anime character. I can only imagine it is. So anyway, he goes there, he starts feeling sick, and he comes back. So New York now has five cases as well. So and again, Minnesota fully vaccinated and boosters, I believe. The COVID Omicron variant has been detected in multiple cases in New York City, according to Mayor de Blasio and Governor Kathy Hochul. Hochul said there's a total of 5 confirmed cases in the state, including 1 in Brooklyn, 2 in Queens, 1 in Long Island, Suffolk County. What? Oh, so there's 3 in New York City, kind of, and 2 somewhere else that they're not saying. The Long Island patient, a 67-year-old woman, had recently returned from South Africa. Federal officials restricted travel, which we already talked about, from South Africa because of the first case reported in Botswana. Now, Hochul said, which is so stupid, because she declared a state of emergency before they even had a case. And then her quote today is, "There's no cause for alarm." What? You declared a state of emergency 3 days ago because of this. She said, "There's no cause for alarm. We just want to make sure the public is aware of information when we receive it." It's so stupid. And then she goes on to say, "The best thing anyone could do is realize we're not defenseless against this variant at all." The governor added that she urged New Yorkers to get vaccinated and get your boosters. Okay? Even though, I mean, again, it doesn't matter. Okay? Again, just YouTube, Facebook. Everyone should go get vaccinated if that's what you choose. We are not critical. You will never find me criticizing anyone else for getting vaccinated. My wife is vaccinated. Your choice. My mother's vaccinated. All my family are vaccinated. Every single one of them. Except I have a family member that said, "Oh, I got to get vaccinated for my job." Take your job and shove it. And they quit. Yeah. But everybody else. Someone said, "Be careful. Anything YouTube say is medical information." No, not in this one. I'm being very careful. I'm not even hugging that line. So, and here's the thing. I'm tired of being censored. I'm tired of being told I can't talk about something or I can't do this. There's nothing I've said so far in this episode that could be considered medical misinformation. Not a single damn thing. So don't worry about that. Anyway, the news came after a Minnesota man who visited an anime convention at the Javits Center in Manhattan last month tested positive for the mutation. Hochul said that man's symptoms appear to now be mild. On Monday, the mayor urged every New Yorker to revert to wearing masks in all indoor public places as city health officials prepared for the imminent arrival of Omicron. Like, doesn't it, like, when you think of that, don't you think of like a big Lego man walking through and knocking over skyscrapers in New York City or something like that? Like the Omicron. It's a weird way to say the flu. I mean, I'll be really honest. It's a weird way to say influenza. But they're going to pretend it's okay, whatever. See, I'll stop myself there before we get too carried away. Oh my God. Hey, by the way, you know what I should have taken today? A little bit of CBD. Why don't you guys visit the justcbdstore.com, okay? CBD is amazing. I use it all the time. I really do. And it's not just because I make money when you guys buy it. No, I actually use this brand, and I have for well over a year and a half now. I use it for joint pain from powerlifting. I use it. It helps me sleep a little bit. It doesn't keep you sleeping, but it definitely helps you get to sleep. If you could tell, I always fidget. See, here's my trusty pen that's in my hand all the time. Usually with CBD, I do this when I'm getting ready to go to sleep too, so I have a hard time falling asleep. CBD helps put me to sleep. This stuff is amazing. I recommend you go check them out, justcbdstore.com, and use code CITIZEN20, and you get 20% off your order. You're not going to find a discount like that anywhere else. CITIZEN20 for 20% off your order. And check it out. Like, ask the people in the chat, all the people that have bought it before, because I know a lot of you guys have, and tell people in the chat it works, all right? Because it's amazing, and I want to tell all of you guys about it. All of you. All right, so the December mystery box, still waiting on the glass, but I went across the street, basically, and I hope you guys like honey, the people that ordered the December mystery boxes, because I found a veteran-owned company that makes and packages their own honey, and all the proceeds from those sales that they're doing are actually going to a military charity this month. So I went and bought 55 cases or 55 things of their honey, and every December box is going to be getting a big, nice thing of honey. And I don't drink honey or eat honey or whatever, but I figured it was good. It's a veteran product, which I'm trying to put in every single Patriot box, so you're all getting it. Here's something new as well. Our new Patriot boxes are now for sale on puretruthclothing.com. We have a limited supply because of the new way we're doing this. So this is different because instead of just a Patriot box, you're now going to have an option to get a Back to Blue box, a Patriot box, or a kid box if you have a child that you want to have some really cool kid-friendly Patriot clothing and toys and stickers and coloring books and, that kind of stuff. So we have all those for sale. The kid box, I believe I lowered the price to $75 because it's the stuff is smaller. It doesn't cost quite as much. The Patriot box and the Back to Blue box are both $90. Those all include shipping. Shipping is about $15 because this is going to be a bigger box because there's more stuff in it for the January box and the December boxes, mind you. So the December box, they're not going to be the nice little white boxes that you're used to getting. It's going to be a little bit bigger of a box just because there's sweatshirts going out in every single box and honey and a little bit of coffee. For everyone that's waiting on a coffee order on a store, got all the coffee today. It's actually in the back room. I'm going to wait because I'm still a little ill. I'm not ill, but you know what I mean. I want to wait until I'm fully good before I sit there and slave over, portioning out all the coffee. So I'm going to probably do that. Again, we have whole bean now as well. A lot of you guys asked. Some of the new coffee brands, we have whole bean. Here's another thing. Some of our coffee, they shipped it so quick, we don't even have the labels yet. And I'm not going to make you wait for the labels. So I'm likely just going to have the back label on because that's what we're required to do for USDA. But the front label may just say the brand. But so we'll be getting that out as well. So make sure you get your Patriot box. I know that was a big promotion, but make sure you get your Patriot boxes because they're only on sale until the 14th. Boom, then I cut it off. I order all the stuff for it, and then we package them up and send them out. They'll be shipped out between the 28th of December and the 4th of January. So if you see them, I'm figuring it out finally. Figuring it out. And then at the end of the show, I actually have a question for you, for everyone that's watching the show. And I'm not going to make it like a whole infomercial and all that stuff, but I have a question about what to do with the front end. I have an idea, and I'm wondering if you guys think it will be a good one. Anyway, let's get back into it. So the White House says domestic travel vaccine requirements on the table due to Omicron variant. This comes from Fox News. We kind of knew this was going to happen. The White House on Thursday said a COVID-19 vaccine requirement for domestic travel is still on the table as the United States heads into the winter months and battles a new variant, saying the Biden administration will continue to evaluate and assess on a daily basis. Yeah. No, they won't. President Biden on Thursday is set to today, he did this afternoon, I believe, to formally announce a series of steps to take on COVID-19, including the requirement for all international passengers flying into the U.S. to test for COVID within 24 hours of departure, regardless of vaccination status, and an extension of its mask requirement on all domestic flights and public transportation. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on Thursday was asked whether vaccine requirement would be added for passengers traveling on domestic flights. And then she replied, I would say that nothing's off the table, so including domestic travel. She said some strong protections still in place already, including the requirements of mask wearing. The White House is set to extend the mask mandate to March 18th, adding the doubling of fines if individuals are non-compliant with the requirement. The current mask mandate was slated to expire on January 18th following an extension last August. Now, you may or may not know the mask requirement on airlines has contributed to a spike of altercations on flights and other forms of public transportation. Last month, U.S. Attorney Merrick Garland, after ordering that his DOJ investigate parents, he ordered the Justice Department to enhance its efforts to prosecute unruly passengers, saying, we base our decisions, or this is Psaki said, we base our decisions on the advice of health and medical experts. They're literally basing their decisions on Fauci, who lied under oath to Congress. I mean, those are the medical experts that they're listening to, so have very little faith in this government. I've said it all the time. And then she reiterated again, nothing's off the table. Like, does anyone see her in when she's talking and she gets snotty and she puts her hair back over her ear, and then you just imagine for a second she does that Carrie shit from the movie Carrie and her eyes turn red and fucking blood pours down on her face because she's just an evil person? Anywho, here's a good one, because there are still some heroes out there. People stand up for who they are. Bucks, the Tampa Bay Bucks, and I hate the Bucks because Brady's a traitor to the Patriots. Anyway, the Bucks, Antonio Brown has been suspended for 3 games following a fake COVID-19 vaccine card scandal. My goodness. Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver Antonio Brown has been suspended for the next 3 games for violating the league's COVID-19 protocols. Bucs safety Mike Edwards and free agent receiver John Franklin were also suspended by the NFL on Thursday, and both players are ineligible to play for the next 3 weeks. All 3 players have accepted the discipline, and they will not appeal it. The NFL put out a NFL and NFLPA put out a joint statement saying the health and safety of our players and personnel is top priority. The protocols were jointly developed working with our respective experts to ensure we are practicing and playing football safely as China will allow us. No, I'm sorry, as safely as possible during the ongoing pandemic. The NFL and NFLPA jointly reinforced their commitment and further emphasized the importance of strict adherence to the protocols and protect the well-being of everyone associated with the NFL. Bullshit. You play 2 national anthems. You're un-American as shit. Anyway, the Bucs also put out a statement saying, we appreciate the league's time to handle of this matter and recognize the importance of the health and safety protocols that have been established. We will continue to implement all league COVID-19 protocols, they said. In mid-November, the Tampa Bay Times reported that Brown was accused by his former live-in chef of acquiring a fake COVID-19 vaccination card so he could avoid NFL protocols. Brown and the Los Angeles chef Stephen Roots had a falling out after the superstar wide receiver failed to pay a debt. Roots, who's the owner of Taste That LA, claimed that Brown owed him $10,000. In July, Ruiz said he wasn't able to get a fake card for Brown. A few weeks later, he said Brown showed up with the fake vaccination cards that he bought for himself and his girlfriend, model Sydney Moreau. According to the chef, the cards were in Brown's dining room table just days before the team's training camp was set to begin. That night, Alex Guerrero, a personal trainer and founder of the TB12 method with quarterback Tom Brady, went over to Brown's house to help him recover from knee surgery. Ruiz and Guerrero took a picture of Brown's vaccination card so he could help the organization document the list of vaccinations vaccinated players. Ruiz, however, said he thinks Guerrero was unaware the card was fake. Brown suffered a foot injury on Thursday night football game against the Eagles on the 14th and hasn't even played since. The 14th of October. Oh my God. Isn't it crazy they suspend him for over the vaccination cards, but they don't suspend him for kneeling during our national anthem? What the fuck is wrong with America? Excuse me for yelling in your ears, and I just blew it from not cursing during this episode. I was trying. Anyway, you want to hear another Psaki blunder for the day? God, this is disgusting. Jen Psaki blames the looting and widespread retail crime going on in California, not because of defund the police, not because of legislation that made it essentially a citationable crime if they stole anything under $1,000. No, the reason they're looting and stealing in mass groups is because, well, the pandemic. The White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, Thursday, said the root cause of the spike in organized retail crime is, well, the COVID-19 pandemic. Duh, saying Biden administration is working with a number of communities across the nation to crack down on crime in those neighborhoods. Smash and grab looters have been targeting stores across the nation in recent weeks, robbing retailers of thousands of dollars in merchandise in cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, Seattle, Chicago, New York, and Minneapolis. Psaki, during a wet house, we should just call it shit house, press briefing on Thursday, said that President Biden has called for an increase in funding to support local police departments and ensure local communities are working in partnership to crack down on crime and any danger they see in their communities. They also say we're working with a wide range of communities across the country on strike forces. She continued, adding that the administration is continuing to implement from the Department of Justice. And but the president absolutely believes the community police forces have an important instrumental effect in keeping communities safe. Psaki pointed to guns in the COVID-19 pandemic as root causes in the spike of organized theft, saying one of the root reasons in crime in communities is guns and gun violence, and we've seen that statistically around the country. The root cause in a lot of communities is the pandemic. A White House official told Fox News Thursday that the administration is monitoring reports of looting and that officials have seen some disturbing videos documenting these thefts. Now, it sucks because there was a really funny quote during that interview because Peter Doocy was like, wait, Jen Psaki, so you're telling me that because of the pandemic, people are organizing on social media, they're getting ready together, and they're mass looting stores because of the pandemic? And she's like, yes. It's so stupid. Like, it's so dumb. And he's the only one that calls him out. He's the only one. And they have to call on him because can you imagine the publicity if Fox News was treated like that South African journalist in the White House where he tries to get a question in and they ignore it. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, it would be the end all be all. Oh my goodness. So there was an article I have up here, something about the variants. It talks about the new variants. Where is it? Type of variant. You know what? I don't even want to read this shit. Here's a new CDC thing, and I got to show my screen for this one. This is funny. You guys are you're gonna laugh quite a bit. All right. So this is the CDC website. You can see it here. CDC Center for Disease Control and Prevention. So everyone can go up this. You can go cdc.gov immigrant refugee health /guidelines / overseas guidelines HTML. Now this is funny, and maybe some of you guys know why I'm showing you this already. But okay, vaccination programs for U.S. bound refugees. Blah blah blah, comes all the way down, blah blah blah, talks about all vaccinations, blah blah blah, intestinal parasite, blah blah blah. All right, let me skip it. Bam. What? Wait, what? Summary of recommendations. The CDC is recommending that all Middle Eastern, Asian, North African, Latin American, Caribbean refugees should receive presumptive therapy with however you say this thing, albendazole and ivermectin. Whoa! It's so stupid. It's on the fucking CDC website. It's so crazy. CNN literally wouldn't shut the hell up about ivermectin over and over and over and over, and it's literally on the CDC website. Oh my gosh. They're literally saying all African refugees who did not originate or reside in countries where Lolola infection is endemic should receive presumptive therapy such as ivermectin. They're not even saying should be. They're saying they should. They will. They do it. Fuck. Isn't that nuts? Does that not just blow your mind? Because remember when Joe Rogan said it and CNN and Young Turks and all these other boneheads all jumped on it, all over him for it. Every time Donald Trump mentioned ivermectin, everybody jumped all over him. Anytime anyone mentions ivermectin, they jump all over him. Well, this is weird because the CDC is saying that you should take ivermectin. But only if you're Middle Eastern, Asian, North African, Latin American, and Caribbean refugee. That's it. So crazy, man. It's so crazy. And again, this says, just so everyone understands, it is on for intestinal parasite guidance, but that's where it says it. Where is it? Over here. But again, they keep calling it a horse pill, and it's not for anything else. It's a horse pill. It's horse pill. It's horse pill. Horse pill. Horse pill. It's not for human consumption. Horse pill. Horse pill. Well, guess what? The CDC is telling you to take it. Oh my goodness, man. Man, can you imagine? This is America. It's so insane. It's so insane that this is the America we live in. You want to hear something else that's insane? Today, and I just put this video on YouTube, and it had a shit ton of views already. By the time I put it up, let's see how many it has just right now, because I'm curious. Yeah, it's got 2,000 views. I put it up less than an hour ago already. But a man in stolen school bus absolutely destroys a neighborhood. How many of you guys watch this? Because, well, newsflash, you're going to. Just the first part. This was today, 3 o'clock in Brooklyn. A guy stole a school bus, and, well, he did this. I'll even turn on the audio for you. Low, because it's loud. All right, so let me... It's very important that everyone pay attention to what this guy just said here. All right, just everyone listen. I'll turn up the volume. You're going to hear the lady cry, but listen to what they said. Listen to what they said, because everyone goes around talking about Black Lives Matter and police shoot too much. Well, they didn't shoot, and look what this one fella is telling people to do, the police officers to do. He's telling the police to shoot him. But I thought they do it too much. So that was one video that was posted. We have another angle. This shows, like, watch this silver vehicle over here. I mean, hide your kids, hide your wife. This is crazy. No one, there only miraculously only minor injuries out of this whole event. But he destroyed dozens of cars. Check this out. They're yelling, shoot him, shoot him. That's what the people are yelling as he destroys all their cars. See?
Oh, he's talking. He is violent.
All right, so there's that. And then I'm just going to turn off the audio because it's super annoying to listen to. But I'll just look at the damage. Just look at the damage. Look how many cars are smashed. Like, you can't even see them all, but, well, yeah, you can. You can see dozens and dozens of cars are ruined. He even crashed into a building. Dozens and dozens of cars are smashed up there. But I thought it was really weird because everybody kept saying, shoot this guy, shoot this guy, shoot this guy, which is weird because I thought police, especially the New York City police, are accused of shooting people all the time, and people get out there and protest. Do you think that guy with the pants falling off his ass saying, shoot that person, shoot that person? Do you think he was one of the guys that marches in New York saying police shoot people too much? Isn't that really weird? What you get right there, and mind you, they ended up arresting the guy. They tried to tase him. It didn't work. They had to bring him to the hospital because they got one prong in. One officer was injured. I don't believe he had to be transported to the hospital. 3 bystanders were also injured. I don't believe, and there was no word if they had to be to the hospital either. Very crazy shit, right? Very crazy. I know it's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling the stupidity of some people. He stole. It was an unoccupied school bus. Okay, so he did. There were no kids in it at any time. The reason why there were so many police is they thought there were kids in it because initial reports came in saying there were children in it. They actually chased that vehicle for three precincts in New York today, and that was at 3:00. 3:00. Crazy stuff. Speaking of crazy stuff, where's this other story? This one's crazy. This is from the AP. A Georgia teen killed as brother sells homemade gun. What? A 14-year-old Georgia girl was killed when her younger brother was trying to sell a homemade gun, and he fired a shot at people who took the weapon without paying. The shot struck Kyra Scott, and she died as her mother was trying to get her to the hospital. Douglas County Sheriff Tim Pound said Kyra's 13-year-old brother and the man who was allegedly buying the homemade gun, 19-year-old Yusef MacArthur L., were both arrested Monday and charged with murder. MacArthur L. was also charged with robbery, sudden snatch. The two were denied bond. MacArthur L. was being held at the Douglas County Jail, and the 13-year-old boy was at a youth detention center. Pound said the boy had ordered all the parts he needed to make the guns, including semi-automatic weapons, and the boy had been selling them. On Saturday, the two arrived at a home in Douglasville to buy one of his guns and fled without paying. According to the investigation, the 13-year-old was shooting at the folks that took the guns, but instead he shot his sister. And that's how his sister was killed. Someone in the home called 911 after she was shot, and the mother decided to drive her to the hospital instead of waiting. She died before she could get help. Pound said ghost guns are particularly troubling to law enforcement because they don't have serial numbers that can't be tracked. Lieutenant John Mowney said the investigation continues and additional charges are possible. Detectives hope to learn how many weapons this 13-year-old made and whether others in the home knew about the guns. Now, Kyra was a student at Chapel Hill High School, where grief counselors were brought in to help students and staff members. She previously attended another high school. That's pretty crazy. A 13-year-old had a business making guns in his house. I'll be honest, I haven't been a fan of ghost guns, and I just don't like them. I think if you're going to buy a gun, whatever, they could track you with it by serial number. I'm not a big fan of ghost guns. Never have been. I don't want to have an argument about it or whether it's the right to do it. I don't care. Just never been a big fan about it. I think that is this case. We're going to hear about this for a long, long time. This case will be used to put an end to ghost guns. That's my personal belief. I should have BX Bullet on, and talk about ghost guns, because she probably knows a lot about it, because she knows all about guns and stuff, way more than I could ever imagine too. Also, speaking about guns, a 16-year-old accused of firing an AK-47 at a King County deputy has been charged as an adult. A 16-year-old is now charged as an adult after firing an AK-47 at a deputy in his patrol car Sunday morning in King County. This is Washington, I believe, right? I don't know. Washington. King County Sheriff's Office said about 3:45 a.m. on Sunday, a deputy was shot at while writing a report in his car on Martin Luther King Way Sr. The deputy pursued the vehicle along Rainier Avenue South until the deputy used a pit maneuver to stop the suspect car on Brandon Street. Canines were called in, and deputies eventually tracked down the suspect and arrested them. No one was injured. According to documents filed Wednesday in King County, Jai King is accused of driving up beside the officer and firing an AK-47 rifle just about 15 yards away from the deputy. King and his accomplices fired a deadly weapon at the police officer on the side of the road completely out of nowhere. Documents say King and others fled the car that was stolen during a robbery. Prosecutors say prosecutors charged King with assault in the first degree, unlawful possession of a firearm in the second degree. He said King does not have any previous convictions, but presents a serious danger to the community. He literally tried to kill a cop at 3:45 in the morning, from behind him. He was also arrested in October when police say he and some friends were heard firing a gun near a Renton playground. Police say when officers responded and frisked the suspect, he pushed an officer away and reached for a handgun in his waistband. Another officer bear hugged King and grabbed the gun. According to charging documents, a gun in King's possession was a ghost gun without a serial number and an extended magazine. Again, two different places. Ghost guns, still. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Let me make sure I ran through all these stories that I wanted to today. Oh, I didn't. I got to give a Jussie Smollett update because this thing got fucking weird today. Excuse my language. Hide your kids, hide your wife. I'm about to get weird. Jussie Smollett's defense argued today that one of his former assailants can't be trusted because he was a former lover. Yes, that's true. During Jussie Smollett's defense team's cross-examination of the prosecution's star witness on Thursday, they alleged that Smollett and one of his alleged assailants had dated, and the attack was fueled by a desire to be his security guard. One of Smollett's two alleged attackers, Atikimbola Astub, I don't know how you say his name, sat on the witness stand for a second day in Chicago criminal court, this time being questioned by defense attorney Shay Allen for 2 hours, according to the New York Post. Allen tried to paint Sandrero as a liar, drug dealer, and opportunist who used his relationship with Smollett to further his career, and told the Star he'd make this all go away and not testify if he paid him and his brother $1 million each, wrote the outlet. And then the lawyer asked this guy, Osandero, you told him if he gave you and your brother $1 million each, you wouldn't testify? And the guy's like, no. And then Allen attempted to make the claims that the two were dating at the start of the cross-examination, asking suddenly when he and Smollett started dating. And he goes, we were never dating. And Osandro blah blah told jurors on Wednesday that he and Smollett had gone to the Steamworks bathhouse together in Chicago's Boys Town neighborhood, which is reportedly a gay place, a gay community, something like that. It's called fucking Boys Town. What do you think it is? Like they write, which is reportedly a predominantly gay community. It's called Boys Town. I'm sure it is. Anyway, on Thursday, Allen asked Osandero if gay porn had been playing on the televisions inside the spa when he visited. And the guy's like, I don't recall. And he said, you don't recall seeing any gay pornography? You don't remember blah, blah with him? And the guy's like, no. And then Allen also questioned if he thought there was sexual tension between him and Smollett. And he said he didn't know if there was any sexual tension. Allen then attempted to bring up how homosexuality is received in Nigeria, where the two brothers have strong ties, as well as how Osandero reportedly previously called someone on the set of Empire the slang word beginning with an F in order to argue that the attack was fueled by hate and homophobia. The prosecution, though, successfully objected to the questions. Now, I did see one account from the courthouse that said the defense was objecting so much today and yesterday that every time they do it, the judge was like rolling his eyes. Like the judge is kind of over this trial too. They're trying to say the defense is arguing that the attack was real and that it was carried out because the brothers are homophobic or wanted to intimidate Smollett into hiring Osandero as his security guard for $5,000 of a monthly salary, which doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense because they say that he's homophobic and yet the guy's saying he dated him. I don't understand this whole fucking case. Like, this dude should be in jail already. You know the only reason that the case is paying attention to this? Because he's black. I know people say people don't get enough attention. The only reason you guys are paying attention to this is because of white. Nope, here's a case that's literally people believe this guy's innocent even after they all walked this route together. Remember, that's a new thing that came out in the trial. They have him on surveillance video of this guy, whatever his name is, Smollett, walking with these two brothers the day before, planning his attack and pointing out where things are going to happen. You can't argue this. You know how many man hours were wasted on this? I think they said, 3,000 man hours on 13 police officers? Or maybe 30,000 man hours. 13 police officers were assigned to this because this guy was a celebrity. 13 police officers, and he's only facing one charge for lying to a police or something like that. One felony charge. Fuck that. That guy should be locked. Smollett should be gone. Should be locked up for the rest of his life, if you ask me. And you may see, Steve, that's harsh, and I don't care. I hate scumbags. Anyway, all right, so that brings us to the conclusion of a show, okay? The actual show. Now I have a question for you. All right, so I went to a store now, and again, for anyone that doesn't, that you're just here for news or anything like that, and you feel like you have an opinion that you want to give about anything other, or you don't like it when I talk about stuff that doesn't have to do with news, that was me just saying bye, because I am going to talk about something else now. We're going to talk about what to do with the front of the store, okay? Because I've come to the realization I don't have enough time to print stuff. I don't have enough time to do a bunch of things. So today when I went and went to the store where I'm getting the honey for the December mystery boxes or the December Patriot boxes, I saw how they have it set up, and it's basically like a hodgepodge like store full of shit, and it's just, they got a bunch of stuff. It's very neat, very tidy, smelled great. They had candles. They had a bunch of different veteran-owned companies of local people that do stuff like hobbies. But I was thinking, what do you think about making the front of the store and my store online? Yeah, obviously we'll have our coffee, and I may end up serving coffee out of here just because I want to sell the coffee. It's fucking great. And I want everyone to experience greatness, the greatest cup of coffee you ever had. But I'm thinking about like just making the store like patriotic. Like I have this new, you guys probably saw it on Facebook. There's this shoe that's on there all the time. Freedom shoes. That's what they're called. It's like Freedom Shoe Brand or Freedom Footwear or something like that. I bought 2 pairs of those things. Most comfortable shoes I've ever worn in my life. I'm not wearing them right now, ironically, because I'm talking about it. But I'll bring them tomorrow so you can see it, because they're stylish too, and they got the American flag on them. But I have 2 pairs of those, and I reached out to them, and they actually reached out back, and they're because I was like, hey, I would love to rep your shoes on our show, and they're like, what? If you have a storefront, why don't you just become a reseller of our shoes? And I'm like, maybe. But if I had a store that was just a ton, just like patriotic stuff, nothing outlandish, just a patriotic store, how do you think that would work? Do you think I could justify enough to, I bet I could. I think that's what I'm going to do. And it'll just be, a patriotic store. So we'll have our shirts there. We'll have other people that have their own shirts there. We'll have our coffee. We'll have, beef jerky from people. We'll have that kind of stuff. But just like a patriotic store. You walk in and it screams America when you walk in the store. I think I'm going to do that. I think it's really good. Because someone said bamboo. What was that? Bamboo woven socks? What? Someone said American-made goods. A lot of it has to be American made, but the problem with that is people don't understand. Like today, I got an email from someone, and I'm not going to put you on blast, but I got an email from someone that's like, hi, I ordered your November box, and I got 3 shirts, I've got some stickers, and I've got a really cool challenge coin, but it's not worth $90. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, because the 3 shirts, I sell them for $25 each on my store. Those stickers, if you notice the quality of stickers that I've been getting, I get much better quality stickers because I found a vendor. They actually cost me a little bit more. They're about $1.25 each for those stickers. Those big ass Let's Go branded magnets that I sent out to all you guys, those were pretty damn expensive too, about $2 each. And the coin, well, the coin wasn't cheap either. And so here's the thing. If I switched for that shirt, because I'm going to spit some real shit to you. Like the coin was made in the United States, stickers are made in the United States. The shirts are printed in the United States, but they're not. The product is imported product, imported fabric. Just like everyone, you look at Grunt Style, you look at 9 Line or whatever it is. Yeah, 9 Line Apparel. Those shirts, even though they rip out the tags and sew in their own tags and all that stuff, everyone could do that. I don't do that. I don't want to be that kind of person where I'm just like, oh, yeah, the shirt's made in America. Or they'll say, shirt made in America of foreign material at really, really small levels. Because here's the thing. For me to buy a blank to do my printing, I can buy like a Bella Canvas or a Next Level or a Gildan Soft Style, like the kinds of shirts that I like, the bigger form-fitting, higher quality, really soft shirts. Those shirts, a blank of those shirts cost me maybe between $4 and $7, depending on what the shirt is. And then all the ink and all the stuff going into printing. If I order the same equivalent of an American-made shirt, that same shirt, but made in America, do you know how much that shirt cost me? $15, $16, because the cost to manufacture the goods goes up. Now, here's the caveat, because everything else stays the same. So if I buy that shirt now for $15, $16, $17, and then I have, $8 worth of ink and prints and transfers and all that stuff and labor going into it. And then for me to make a profit on each shirt, that means I would have to raise my price of the t-shirts up to $35, $37 just for a simple t-shirt. We're not even talking about sweatshirts or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? So that's why a lot of people just don't understand. I think a lot of people take it for granted just with the products. That's why ours, I try to say it on every shirt now. You know, that our shirts are made from foreign product, but they're printed here in the United States, especially if I do it. You literally, it's printed with American sweat, my sweat, because it gets hot as shit there doing it. But yeah, you know what I mean? So I think it's just, I think it's important for someone say, yeah, Susan say you pay more for products that's worth it. But yeah, and that's the thing. It may work for one person, but if I do that and I price myself out of, you know, competition, let's say I sell 100 shirts at this price and maybe 99 people are fine with them and the one person that isn't. If I go to fix it for that one person, I'm not going to sell those shirts anymore, and I'm not going to, you know, does that make sense? So from a business perspective, that's why everyone does it. That's why 9line, and here's the way you could do it. 9line's got a promotional video on their website. Go watch that promotional video. Look at all the boxes on the shelves. Yeah. It's the same product everyone uses. They just have little people that are working in their warehouse that rip off the tags and sew in their tags. It's the same product, same Bella Canvas, same Next Level as everybody else. Same as Grunt Style, same as Rogue American Apparel. Everybody does the same thing because they have to, because they can't buy the product. And when they do, they end up selling the T-shirts for $40, and they put it as an American-made shirt, and they'll sell 5 or 6 of them. But again, it's important to you know, I think it's important to say that. You know what I mean? Someone said, tell them you're not Amazon. I know. But someone said, isn't it illegal? No, because they say it's made of foreign material. You know what I mean? So that's what they say. You know, and we'll never do that. You know what I mean? We'll never do that. Like even mugs. Like when I had the mugs, everyone's like, "Oh, your mugs say made in China." Oh, do you know how much I sell the mug for $15? You know, for me to buy mug blanks here in the United States, you know how much it costs? $16. So the cost of me buying the mug alone, a blank mug, made in the United States mug, and that's the problem with what we do here in America, and because the cost to do everything is so exponential. You know what I mean? It costs so much to make a product. It's hard because you have to figure out, and you have to think of your customers, but at the same time you have to make sure that you're supporting is you know, many people. I try not to buy shit from China, you know, in general, but yeah. You know what I mean? Someone said, you need long shirts that don't shrink up. I did long shirts in October's box. You know? But there, I wanted to have a mail-in fan window, please. I don't know what the hell that means. Mail-in fan window, please. I don't know what that means. A Sharpie and a solo for the win. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to read someone said the competition will eat you alive when you buy American. Yeah, it's sad. Someone said it's pretty simple. They pay their workers $1,000 an hour in China. Yeah. Someone said, okay, being honest here, consumer perspective, if someone buys a box excited to get and disappointed in what's in it, will they buy again? I'm not actually taking quantity. American, maybe quantity. Will the customer buy again? Well, frankly, I don't give a shit because I don't want lazy ass people. You know what I mean? I don't, and it's a super harsh thing to say, but if you're opening a box expecting to get more than what you paid for with that box, then you're doing it wrong. If you're buying one of the boxes of our goods because you're trying to support our channel, that's what I want. Those are the people I want. And I'm constantly working on the boxes and trying to make them better and make them worse. And it sucks when I get a piece of mail where someone's like, oh, I only got 3 shirts. I got a really cool medal and I got some really nice stickers. And I feel like $90 is way more than that. Well, what about the $15 worth of shipping? Because in all reality, I'm pretty transparent. I make about between $25 and $35 per box. That's how we keep doing all this every day. That's why we do it. You know? But that's the whole reason why we do it. That's why we're not doing what everyone else does on social media with the super chats only. We don't answer your questions ever. That's why we're not putting out member only videos all the time. If you want me to do that, you guys let me know and I'll lock up this fucking chat. No one will talk to me. I'll have like 5 viewers and I'll have just the people that pay. I don't care. I'll do that. I didn't want to do that. I sell the boxes because that carries over on that. You know what I mean? Like on YouTube today, we made maybe, I don't know, how many people did we have on YouTube? A lot. And we made $2 or $3 super chats. Do you know what I mean? So we sell the boxes. That's what we do. People know it. And people get pissed, and I can't help it. But someone said, you take issue when U.S. flags are not made in the USA. So do I. And you will never see me carrying a foreign-made U.S. flag, ever. That's why the U.S. flags that we have, those come from a company here in the United States. That's why they're so fucking expensive. and that's what they will be. All U.S. flags have to be that way. Someone said, chill, Steve. She was acting a question, not griping. Don't tell me to chill. This is my show. I'm answering the question the way I want to do it. Are you new here? Are you new here, Amanda? Don't tell me to chill. I talk the way I want, and I answer questions the way I want. And she's lucky I didn't say, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Because I do that quite often in emails too. I'll be honest, my customer service sucks. You want to see what kind of email you get? Send me an email saying that you're unhappy about your product. You're going to get a big flying F you, because that's the way I am. You know, that's just how I am. But someone said, I paid over $300 for the Citizen life thing and can't get on and would never receive my box. Well, if you can't get on, you could send me an email. And in the boxes, I think that we've already talked to most of the people that have it. And I'll double check with the lifetime plan. I think we've already dealt with those because we gave people huge credits in our store. Anyway. Ew. Wind Dancer said, well, this chopped liver is bouncing back. Thanks. That's gross. Someone said maybe not. Someone said you were awesome to me when I sent my email. Was I? I don't remember. Yeah, I just got a list of names. Like, damn it, Amanda. Damn it, Jack. Damn it, Karen. Damn it, Francis. Damn it, Frank. I just got all these lists. But yeah, and the boxes are getting better. Someone said, Steve, you might regret selling shoes. People return shoes all the time. Oh, no, there's no returns. And that's a new thing. I have a new return policy, too, because so many people are like, oh, I don't like this product. And I used to just give them the money and just be like, keep it. Go give the shirts to somebody else or something like that. Not anymore. Nope. You send them back. There's a restocking fee and all that shit because I could do it. It's terms and conditions. People take advantage and you ruin it. People charge back and you ruin it. You get a song made about you. Oh, man. But no, seriously, I love all you fans, everyone out there, everyone that watches all this day. You're not even a fan. You're part of the family. You know, that's what you are. And you're all awesome. So, you know, I as much as I complain sometimes, like, you're new here if you think me complaining is like something different. You know what I mean? No, I complain all the time. That's part of my shtick. Okay? That's part of what I do. And I know a lot of people don't like it. But someone said, I understand what you're saying. You had mentioned coffee as a key item in November mystery box. Guys, the boxes are mystery boxes because they're not like, I don't put coffee in every single one. I don't put, like the same thing in every single box. I try not to do that. I try to spin it up. Like for example, if you order two mediums, you may get different shirt designs in the boxes. They're not all the same. You know what I mean? That's why not everyone's getting the Wake Up America coffee blend. Some of you are getting vanilla. Some of you are getting, the new one. Some are not getting shit. In terms of coffee, it just all depends. I know a lot of people are, sometimes I was telling Adam the other day, I'm like, dude, let's just find someone and outsource our whole store and we just get an affiliate agreement with them because fuck this shit. This customer service stuff, I hate it so much. I hate it. It's bad. But yeah, and then I'm like, yeah, I'll open a store up front so I get to deal with customers every day. I'll just have a big ass sign and to be like, this is America. We don't give refunds. Okay. I'll be like, hey, you want a refund? You got to show me your Vax card. And then I'll have a policy that says if you're vaccinated, no refund. Or something like that. I'll be funny about it. But yeah. I don't know what this is. Someone said, Steve, you have a few super chats. Yeah, I just saw I got a $25 one and I get a $10 one. I appreciate that. Or a $5 one. Yeah, $5. Rochelle, you're awesome. You're always contributing. You buy boxes every month. I recognize your name and you do super chats and Venmos and all that stuff. I really appreciate you. Huge supporter of the show. I appreciate it. Running Wild said he used to love this show and this show sucks now. Bye. Well, good, because I don't recognize your name, so you must be a shitbird. Anyway, let me leave before I lose it. Someone said, but his wife is vaccinated. Yeah, that means my wife will never get a fucking refund. Because, trust me, that was a huge battle in my house. But again, I don't believe in infringing on anyone else's right to do whatever they want. It's not my place. So, someone said you should sell a workout DVD. Yeah, no. Someone said the clue in the word is mystery. It's not difficult. I know. Someone said I make sublimation. Well, make tumblers. Yeah, but I couldn't sell the tumblers for $14 each. I couldn't do that. Plus shipping, couldn't do that. How much did tumblers sell for? A lot more than, or not that much more than $14. Hell, I sell a coffee cup for $15. I think my tumblers are like $20. There's not enough profit in there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Someone said, I love and wear my Wake Up America shirt all the time. Yep. eBay forces you to give a bank account social security number to accept payments. Now, you also don't get paid instantly. You have to wait for them to hold it and pay you out later. They have a power attorney of your bank account. Fuck that. That's why I'll never sell on eBay. But someone else said you can't please everybody all the time. Yep. Silk soy nog is good. We have some trolls in this account, don't we, today? Someone said bought mine for $30 each. Yeah, I guess it would be handmade, but $30 tumblers? You guys would buy $30 tumblers if they're made by a viewer? Would you do it? Oh, she's watching the show too. My bad. See, I didn't say your name or anything. I mean, if the viewers would do it and we think that they'd sell it, then yeah, I'll buy a case. I have no problem doing that. I bought what remember those Yeet patches that one of our other viewers made? How many of those fucking things did I buy? I bought those forever. I was giving those away in like 17 issues of the mystery boxes. I had so many of those damn patches. But the December boxes are going to be pretty good. They're going to be a little bit bigger. They're going to have 2 T-shirts. They're going, and this is what everyone's going to have: 2 T-shirts and a sweatshirt. Everyone is going to get a Wake Up America gray sweatshirt. Everybody that ordered the December box, because we already have them. Everyone is going to get some of this Veterans honey. And then there's going to be some other stuff. Now, I'll package those over the weekend. They'll probably ship Monday and Tuesday. I think I want to throw some books in and stuff like that into some of these to really make them star. And I saw something and I liked it with a different idea. Someone said they sell for 20 to 30. Maybe. Someone said I pay 30 or more for my Yeti. Is that what they are? Santa said, have you had eggnog? No, because I'm not doing the dairy anymore. Custom by USA. Yeah, I bought a lot this month. Really? Well, maybe I would. Steve, you should go into business with Invader Coffee. They are veteran owned. Why would I go into business with Invader Coffee? They are veteran owned when I own Pure Truth Coffee. Why would I do that? I own my own coffee line. I was in Invader Coffee. I repped Invader Coffee for a long time. They have a clothing line, Rogue American Apparel, that I love and I've been wearing for years. And we had an affiliate agreement with Invader Coffee. And then I decided, this is a blank one. It doesn't say. But we make our own coffee. And we have our own coffee. It's custom roasted just for us. And I just got it today too. Well, I got the re-up with all the whole bean and all that stuff. And whoever said that and you didn't know, you can go to puretruthcoffee.com. That's my coffee company. Keep doing what you're doing. Been here since the beginning. I'm not going anywhere. So don't you worry about it. And anyone who doesn't like it and anyone who has complaints about my show, you can send an email. So we have a new email for you. It's gofuckyourself.com. Because this is my show. You know what I mean? I'm not going to win everybody over. Someone said, do we get a Christmas ornament? No. The December boxes are going to have a limited edition Christmas shot glass that says like Yeeter Christmas 2021 because, and I talked about it in the show, I tried to order the Christmas ornaments on November 14th. Tried to order them and they told me I wouldn't have them until December 17th. And then I tried a different, I actually paid for those. And so I canceled that order and then tried a different vendor who said they couldn't get the blanks in to do the actual printing on the glass until December 22nd. And I said, that doesn't work. And so I called one more person and they just flat out said no. And so I said, screw it. And I went back with the vendor that made the shot glasses. And even those last time, I still don't have the shot glasses, and I ordered those 2.5 weeks ago. It's because of the damn supply chain issue. No one can get the blanks, the shot blanks, the glass ornament blanks, the stars, the baby Jesus blanks. No one could get any of them because they're all sitting on containers out in Southern California. It's sad. From what was said, Adam won't be doing a show anymore. But again, don't talk about stuff you don't know because nobody said that. So Adam is just not doing a show right now because we're trying to figure out a better schedule. Adam has a baby and he has a life and he works all day doing everything. He can't do a show at 10 o'clock at night. And again, people don't understand that. You know, people don't understand that he's working. He works all day. How do you think we live streamed all day? You think I was sitting here from 8 o'clock in the morning to now at 9:22? No. Adam was doing stuff on the back end and moving the feed around and all that while I do everything that I do over here. Adam works a big 8 to 5 every single day. He has other jobs and he can't stay and do a show at 10 o'clock. Maybe once in a while he'll do a recorded show. I keep waiting for him to do that, but he doesn't yet. But yeah, everyone needs to stop telling people what he does. What is this? What is the Port of Oakland begging for work? Why is they begging for work? I don't know. Someone said your moderator said it. Yeah, I don't know which moderator said it, but the moderators shouldn't be saying he doesn't do any shows because they don't know. They're not me. Only I know. Someone said I need a December box. Well, the Decembers aren't for sale anymore. But if you want to get a box or you want to back the blue box, and here's the thing, if you order a back the blue box and you order a Patriot box for the month of January, you're not going to get the same thing. The boxes are going to be completely different. The back the blue box is going to have all, pro police. I'm going to start including books in them because I like them. And so those will be in it. The Patriot box is going to be completely just patriotic American. All right. But someone said, if I drive up there one weekend, can I help you do something in your store? No. No, because I'm not nice. Not unless you want me to try this bad boy out. No, I'm not. If any of you guys have met me in person, I'm not really a people person. I know I do this show and I'm very presentable and all that. I'm not really a people person. I don't really like people that much. I'm just as content to work here by myself every day in this office, to be completely honest with everybody, and go to the gym. All right. Anyway, are your shirts screen printed there? Heat press screen printed here. And then we have a new vendor that we're trying out that is screen printed as well. But anyway, someone said, I only watch Steve Dedication. I like Quincy. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But how about mail order paninis? All right, that's it. I knew I stayed on too long. I'm going to go on TikTok. I'll be on TikTok for about 20 minutes. This podcast is not going to be available until tomorrow because all this stuff that we talked about at the end, I'm taking off of it. So if you're just looking for like the actual news thing tomorrow, it'll be on YouTube and all that stuff. And the podcast itself will be released tomorrow early morning. I'll get it done and put it out because I have to edit all this end shit out for the podcast. But I appreciate everyone for being here. If you're on TikTok, you're welcome to go over there. Look up Citizen Stringer on TikTok. I'll be live for about a half an hour on there, just shooting the shit. It's a little bit easier than trying to go through 1,300 chats. And we'll see you there. I appreciate all you guys for watching. And I'm not picking on anyone. If you send me an email, you have to, I'm not trying to be mean to you. Okay. If I talk about it on the air. All right. So don't send me emails. Like seriously, I'm going to turn off my emails. I'm going to hire someone just to fucking deal with my emails, to be honest, because my email shouldn't go out anymore. I get too many damn emails. I literally get 500 emails a day. And then I make the mistake of reading one on the air and then I get 50 fucking emails about that one. I should do it. And I didn't say your name. That means don't send me emails. And what is that thing? I'm not a nice person. Leave me alone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
You've been listening to Wake Up America with Stephen Oatley. Unapologetically American and unapologetically honest. Join us each night at 8 p.m. for more daily headlines, politics, and social issues, covering the headlines that mainstream media ignores. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review the show. See more on the website at citizenstringer.com. And we'll see you tomorrow on Wake Up America.